viewers, welcome to yet another very beautiful, interesting day. And of course, it's your first agricultural TV station in Nigeria, talking about the Agricultural Research Council of Nigerian Television. On Agricultural Research Council of Nigerian Television, we make sure we bring the best hands and of course the best brains so we can discuss about agriculture, because agriculture is the major sustainer of any developed or underdeveloped economy, and Nigeria is not an exception. And the program is Back to Farm. Today on Back to Farm, we will be discussing Nigeria at 63, where we find ourselves, or rather where we got it wrong in the agricultural sector, and how we can actually bring ourselves back to where we are supposed to be as a nation at 63. Before now, in the 60s, Nigeria was the major producer of cash crops, be it granules, be it tubers, be it grains, and what have you. But right now, as I speak, over 80 to 90% of the grains that are being consumed in Nigeria are being exported from countries who actually got their seedlings in Nigeria. A typical example is Venezuela. History has it that Venezuela came to Nigeria, got some seedlings on palm oil, and today they are a major distributor of palm oil, and Nigeria is nowhere to be found. The question is, where did we get it wrong? It's more reason why we had to go as far as we can to get Chief Daniel Okorafor, who happens to be the Vice President of All Farmers Association of Nigeria and also the President of Potatoes Farmers Association of Nigeria, where he's going to be talking about this very topic. Chief, it's good to have you in our studio.
Thank you, my dear.
Yes.
I'm very grateful to be part of this program.
Thank you so much. Well, Chief, from my introduction, you heard about how we used to be in the past, and of course how we've become today as a result of only God knows what's the situation. Today at 63, what can you say about Nigerian agricultural sector compared to how it used to be back in the 60s?
Thank you, really. A lot have happened to this country, and sometimes I really want to say we are the giant of Africa, and if Nigeria is doing well, other Africa will follow. Because I have a story that people told us about what have happened for 50s, 60s in this country. We are the major producers of cassava, cocoa, palm oil, granules. Even they have what we call a granite pyramid in those days. They have cocoa house in Ibadan, and they have palm oil in Southeast. So today, a lot have happened, and why do we get it wrong? I will first of all blame ourselves, blame everybody, and blame the leadership. In those years, a lot of things is being put in place. There is what we call a monitoring groups in those days, where they monitor the granite pyramid or granite pyramid area. There is a place they do monitor cocoa farmers, cocoa producers and sellers. There's a place also they keep palm oil, palm kernel and other things, they monitor it. So government is doing well in that area in those days, but today it's no more there. So all what I want to say is that we need to do the really things that you're supposed to do. What am I trying to say? We need to do what we call there's no need of blaming anybody now. Rather, we need to say enough is enough. A lot is being done when a policy is being taken in agriculture. Farmers are not carried along. Like yesterday, I was here and we spoke a lot. You know, the CEO of this organization spoke a lot, which he later said there's a need to have what we call a desk officer for siege, a desk officer for other organizations, which means the monitoring system is now coming up. I want to tell you, we don't need to deceive ourselves. The Indians, the Americans, the Russians, all these people, there are people that are working with them in those days. But today, they are doing their own things on their own. So we must tell ourselves the truth. The airlines, Nigerian airlines, both in diaspora, both in Nigeria, should be called upon. Because I go through a lot, I read a lot on the issue of how do the Indians becomes what they are now. It seems that in 1950, the airlines called themselves and said, enough is enough, we are going back to our country, our country. And when they did it, a lot of things happened. Today, they are being known. China did it. Israelis did it in many years. They were held upon by 2,000 years. But today, Israelis have been people, when you talk about agriculture, you talk about other technologies, so we need to come back home and to discuss the issue, and our allies and many doing a research in overseas countries. They should be called upon. Let us unite and see what is happening. All these particular researches that they have done in those other states, other countries, let them bring it home. We need it. Farmers need it. Even the council need it. So I am saying that we have done wrong, that God should forgive us all.
Okay.
We are not going to blame anybody, rather we blame ourselves.
Okay.
Everybody.
All right. Before now, you just talked about the groundnut pyramid and their likes. And I am sure what actually brought to that agricultural boom then was sort of policies put in place by the Ministry of Agriculture. I could remember there was a time where we had the Fadama intervention, so sort of 20. Was it that there is no continuity when it comes to this policy? When change of government comes, someone else is bringing this policy. What actually killed that policy that gave us that ability to be able to grow what we eat back then, that we could say to an extent a lot of things we consume there were being propagated in Nigeria?
Corruption.
Okay?
Corruption. Corruption. When we talk about corruption, let me tell you, they are, very soon now they will start forming a board of different listing. The answer is that the stakeholders, like the farmers, are they inclusive? The answer is no. They will only put the politicians to do what? To bring out the listing. So the best option, let me tell you, it is whoever wear the shoes, those wear it pitches team. So what am I trying to tell you is that corruption has already killed our listing. Every Nigeria,
even in agriculture, how does corruption play in agriculture?
What I'm just telling you is that the only what you are talking about where corruption is. Do you hear about the story of farmers in other like Zamfara paying some money to some people? Are they not human beings that they are paying that money to?
True.
Before they go to their farm. Talking about food security, food security. Let me tell you, we must look into what we are talking and monitor whatever they are doing. Let me tell you what is happening in the Ministry of Agriculture. They are doing very fine, giving a policy, but that policy somersault. Each minister bring out his own, bring this thing. It can't work like that. In agriculture, there's a lot of policy they have brought. Green revolution, this, that. Can it work? And I want to put it to you what is really disturbing now, that all when you go to ministry, what they actually want is saying the FAO is supporting us this, and this one is supporting. Nigeria need that kind of aid. That I will give is no, we don't need that aid. Nigeria is a country that is blessed with abundant water, abundant everything. We have it. We have landmark, we have population. We should leverage on what we have to get what we want at the right time. Let me tell you, it is when you go to Israel, there's no water. They provided their water. But here, there is no time, no day you will not see rain, sunshine. Everything is necessary. We have everything in abundance. If we just spread anything, just spread maize like this, before you know it grows.
Yeah.
So why are we talking about that food is not enough?
Okay. Well, it's still your program Back to Farm here on Agricultural Research Council of Nigerian Television. We've been talking to the Vice President of All Farmers Association of Nigeria, Dr. Daniel Okorafor, and of course we've been discussing Nigerian 63. How did we get it wrong in the agricultural sector, and what is the way forward? And of course he's been hammering on some topical issues which I believe you are actually getting one or two on how we can actually get our acts together so we can get back to farm and of course make Nigeria a safe place to stay, because food are gradually being taken off our tables. So stay tuned, we'll be back after this short break. Welcome back. You see your darling program Back to Farm on Agricultural Research Council of Nigerian Television. Before we went on that break, if you're just joining us, we're still discussing Nigerian 63 as to how we all got it wrong in the agricultural sector and what is actually the way forward. Like I said, if you're joining us, we're together with none other but the Vice President of All Farmers Association of Nigeria, Dr. Daniel Okorafor, and of course he's been hammering on the issues on how we actually got back. Chief, welcome back from that break.
Thank you.
Yeah. Before we went on that break, I was just about asking you this question. Before the escalation of Ministry of Agriculture was actually done based on region. The northern region were good in making the groundnuts, pyramids in Kano to be precise, and then the south west was good in making cocoa, and we are based on region. And we all got it right. Not until we now decided to make it a ministry, a federal ministry of agriculture. According to people, they say that was when everything started declining. What do you have to say about that?
Actually, I will tell you really, there is the Ministry of Agriculture, which I know, is not because of the setting up the Ministry of Agriculture is not the actual problem.
Okay.
The actual problem, I said, is corruption. Corruption in the sense is that in those days, they are corrupt. But before they do anything, they will do it in a way that you will not know. But this time around, some of the people in the ministry is companies. By their names, by the other colleagues, they are this thing. Formerly, you cannot see people giving themselves a contract. But in this time around, they give themselves contracts. And nobody is monitoring them. And if you talk, they will sideline you. You will never get anything from the ministry. Even your farmers cannot be assisted. But we must be talking. We must not be talking. So what am I trying to tell you is that we are doing it wrong because there's nobody who monitors whoever. So if you monitor any of them, your own is finished. So what am I trying to tell you is that Ministry of Agriculture is very nice structure that can even assist, because it is everywhere I have gone all over the world. There's a Ministry of Agriculture, but the way and manner they do, they carry along the farmers. The desk officer of potato farmers don't know any of my farm. If you invite him, he doesn't go. He's not interested. Let me tell you what happened during the COVID. We are told to go around all over the country, spend our money, spend everything to get data of our farmers. From farm to farm, we move around, go around with our various vehicles. Some of our vehicles have spoiled. There's nothing to. In fact, you can't tell me going around all over the country, a vehicle will be still alive. What happened? After all what we have done, even a single person in our organization are not giving any kobo as a sign of collectives, which they promised. I have my documents. We did everything we submitted to them.
Was it that the funds were not disposed up till now?
They disposed the form on their own. Later we heard about that. Everybody knows that the palliative was given to the farmers. But I'm telling you what have happened. So I need to tell you, the structure of a Federal Ministry of Agriculture is very good. When they are doing the policy, do they call farmers? They stay in the office, do every write-up, do everything, and pass it. And the National Assembly, which I told you, corruption is the cause of everything. It's time for them. Pad whatever they want to pad. And they will be doing it. Let me tell you, there is what I usually tell people now. There is what we call a time bomb that is just left. You can't tell me when the farmer did not go to farm to get reduced, he said the food will be reduced. The price of food cannot be reduced in Nigeria because how many farmers are going to the farm? Even here, where I have my farms, you cannot go there without even in only a market day with hunters before you go to the farm. Who tells you that is good? It's not the policy of or it's not the structure of agriculture. It is because everything is not done well. We must do something well before we say. If not, the ministry is okay. They do policy, they do everything, but answer when you are doing the policy, who are there to challenge that this one is not good?
Yeah, but Chief, you've been advocating for the fact that farmers are not being involved in a lot of policies that have been made. But sometimes the same government say each time they give farmers those loans, those palliatives, those farm inputs, they found out that farmers tend to sell them to marketers out there, or even sell the seedlings or whatsoever. So who is really to be blamed about this? Because I can tell you, I remember there were times that water pumping machines were given to some farmers. They end up taking them to the markets to sell them without them using them. So who is really to be blamed in this all?
Thank you so much. Let me tell you what is there. They are giving it to their own farmers. You know, the people in the ministry, some of them have their own special farmers. If you give it to, let me tell you, FCTA Agri Secretariat, gave us something this year with some amount. We paid. We give it to the farmers as it is, charge them little things, and they say they don't have money. Okay, you don't have money. Okay, you will pay after this thing. We gave them up till now, as I'm talking to you, about 2.something million naira still with them. They will pay when they got their this thing. Just a way to do it with farmers.
Okay.
They agree to pay when they get the money because they don't have the money now. But we just allow them. We get the loan from somebody, buy the thing from the ministry, which is so easy. Okay, very sell it to them at a cheaper rate also. They say no, they don't have money. Okay, because you don't have money, November, December, pay the money. They will pay. You see, that is what we call organization. You don't do something without calling the right people. You just give out this thing and claim that. Let me tell you, if you watch them, the people they gave the thing is their brothers and sisters. From the ministry, from the Senate, from the House of Assembly, House of Rep. Let me tell you, everything that is happening now is corruption. If we cut off the corruption to have the progress is ours.
Okay. Let me digress a bit. A lot of people have actually said why Nigeria's agricultural sector hit the rock in the 60s to this time around was because of the oil boom. The coming of the oil made us just dump our fossil agriculture. That was what was even used to dig the wells so we can actually have oil and the rest. How true is that?
Let me tell you what is there. You see, because of the management, the country, how the management of the country look like. The oil boom is a blessing to us. But diverting the money for the oil boom for particular this thing without investing it back to agriculture is a problem.
Okay. Okay.
They have the right, you see, because we have a lot of money. Nigeria have gotten no less than $1 trillion with oil business, the money they sell. But that money they're selling at, who is claiming it? Individuals. Ultimately, individuals. If they have done the best of building up agricultural industries, up this thing, tractors for us or other inputs for us, just leave it. Because if you bring the input, the only people that will take it and use it is the farmers. But if you give the input to the people who doesn't have anything to do with it, they will sell it. And that is what is happening in Nigeria. As a senator, whenever the Minister of Agriculture wants to sell input, he will put his own names of the people who have been doing his electoral listing. They will give them. They will not give us. If they give us, let them trace out if we have sold anyone to anybody. We can't do that.
Okay. Let me just ask some more personal question now. Now let's digress a bit. Let's talk about potato. Nigeria happens to be a very, very rich soil in terms of planting potato. How do you think that cultivation of potato, be it in region, can contribute to reviving Nigeria's economy agriculturally?
Let me tell you, what we do is we do two things. We do Irish potato, we do sweet potato. There's another new one that came out now for past about 9 years ago. They call orange flesh sweet potato, which is very, very good in vitamin A. It has a beta carotene. That very one is excellent for body metabolism and fat. Gives if you have a problem in your eyes, it can cure it. You have anything, it builds immune of everybody. So what is that every day? I just want to let you know, if government is interested and doing the best they can, investing on that alone can increase our GDP to a level that people will be surprised. And it can grow everywhere. It can grow in your home, it can grow anywhere you put it. You can grow it with a bag, cement bag or any type of bag. It can grow in if you can use it. Even do you know sometimes they use the vegetable, the leaf as a vegetable.
Wow.
And it has a lot of potential. So what am I trying to tell you is we must do the best we can to promote it, to advocate on it, to create awareness for those people who have not known about it.
All right, now talking about creating awareness, someone is watching now and wants to also maybe probably contact some couple of people regarding potato and how to grow it and the sweets, the orange flesh sweet potato. He wants to make inquiry as to how to grow it, because now I learned that you can even grow them in sacks. How can he actually contact you, or rather contact the organization you represent?
Yeah, our organization is very, very well known. Our office is in Vexing Mall,
okay,
Abuja. And our phone number is 070
okay,
30 48 51 30.
okay.
I repeat, 070
Yeah.
30 48 51 30.
All right, that's Chief. Well, thank you very much, Chief, for being here on Agricultural Research Council of Nigerian Television. The program has been Back to Farm, where we talked about Nigerian 63, how did we get here, what is the way forward, and of course we've been talking to Chief Daniel Okorafor, who has been telling us on all we need to know, how we can actually get our act together. Well, my name remains Joshua Ishaya. Thank you for being a part of the program. Remember, agriculture is the mainstay of any thriving economy. So why not get out of debt, roll your sleeves, and let's go back to farm. You know why? So we can be able to sustain Nigeria and stay safe and out of hunger. Until some other time, bye for now.